back. Now I'm gonna head into this Goodwill, see what I can find. That was depressing. That was, wow, good deal for, I think, at least in my area, I don't know if any of you all watching have Goodwills that do that, but 4 for $1. That's a pretty good deal, and a lot of Goodwills so far, at least in my area, are doing that now. So that's pretty cool. The selection though, holy shit, that was bad. But anyways, on to the next stop. Alrighty then. I'm at Half Price Books. Hopefully this will be a much better turnout. Appearance, as far as the eye can see. It's always tough to not review anything, but I did find a couple things that are very interesting, not just for my for the old collectible goodness store, but for myself. I don't know, I'm kind of torn. Found a couple awesome things. Quality over quantity is definitely a thing here. Yeah, can't wait to show you guys at the end of the video. I think I'm gonna make a couple more stops. So on to the next location. All right, final location of the night in terms of movies. Let's take a look and see what I can find. Well, I hope you lovely ladies and gentlemen enjoyed that out and about footage. I haven't done that in quite some time, but it's always tough to really get that feeling to record, and this time found some good stuff. I really did. I found an overwhelming amount of stuff, and it's most of it's going in my collection, but some of it will end up on my Instagram and eBay store. First up is Toolbox Murders. Never seen it before, but it looks like a crazy, campy, cult classic movie of some kind. It's by the distributor Video Treasures, so they usually, from what I've seen, they've put out some pretty cool, interesting cult classic movies, so that's cool. Going with more horror films, Bride of the Reanimator. I've heard the Reanimator movies are pretty decent in terms of like campy, gory, crazy movies in general, and this is the sequel. Never seen either one, so anyways, kind of happy to finally hopefully to eventually check these out. So cool stuff. I already own a VHS copy as well as a DVD copy of this movie, but I think I'm going to part ways with the other copy. While it is sealed, it is a Spanish language VHS tape, and it's just like it's an interesting find that I gotten off of eBay. But anyways, arguably my favorite Mel Brooks film, and I know some of you may say that is blasphemy because he's definitely done better movies, but I don't know. There's something about this. I quote it constantly. I love the artwork, and I just love all the cast in here. Leslie Nielsen, Peter McNichol, Mel Brooks, Harvey Korman, and Amy Yazbek. There's a slew of other awesome people and cameos that are in here as well. But I just love this movie so much, and it's just fucking funny. I don't know if I found some of these I found at Goodwill for $1. A lot of Goodwills in my area are doing that, so I've seen the Nostalgia Critic review. That's as much as I've seen the movie technically. This movie looks stupid as shit. It really did. Owen Wilson just like, wow, that's scary stuff. Wow, I can't believe how frightened I am. Wow, oh my god, wow. Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Lily Taylor are also in this. So, I mean, I know the sticker's kind of in the way, but that looks ridiculous. I don't know what's going on there. I think a metal claw, it looks like. I don't know. I don't know. And this was kind of a cool find. I love the Rush Hour movies, and I think Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, they're a damn great duo. Arguably one of the funniest duos to ever be put to film. That's just my opinion, though. I didn't really care to find it on VHS or anything, but again, $4 for $1, and it's sealed. It's even got the official Warner Brothers stamp on there, so I figured sealed copy. Originally $169. That's kind of funny. Sealed copy of Rush Hour 2, my favorite of the series. Definitely couldn't pass it up, and it's one of the few like Spanish language-based movies I ever really rewatched as a kid, and this is another variant cover. It looks like the older cover, to be honest, but anyways, Three Caballeros. This movie is a little bit of a mishmash of things. It's like kind of exploring the various Latin American cultures and stuff. There's just a bunch of different segments, and I mean, just Donald getting a little cozy right there, by the way. That lady always was very pretty. That whole segment was pretty awesome. The animation in general is pretty vibrant. It's colorful. It represents a nice bit of Latin culture from what I remember. And being a Mexican American myself, it's just nice to see that even back then, I can't recall what year this came out. Man, this is definitely got to be at least in the 50s or 60s. Something like that. Either way, I just remember it being a very fun and just enjoyable, like, segment-based film. There's not really a storyline to it. It's just various segments, but definitely happy to find this. I do know they released this on Blu-ray recently through, like, the Disney Movie Club thing. Don't know if I'm going to go that far to get it, but either way, this is a pretty cool find. Last, but definitely not least, of the VHS. Got The Wizard of Oz, the 1988 Turner release. This is actually pretty hard to come by, and this almost looks like something like Mondo would come up with. I love just this very vacant stare and the flying monkeys in the background. I mean, I just love this artwork. This is actually already on my Instagram and eBay store. If you all, as I'm filming this, if y'all want some first dibs on it, You can even let me know here in the comments or just check it out on my eBay or Instagram store. Links in the description below. Random little find in the clearance section at Target. Banditas. I mean, I love me some Selma Hayek. She's my Hollywood crush. Penelope Cruz. This is the only movie they've ever done together as far as I know, and it's like, it looks like some over-the-top action flick. I don't know if this is good. But for $3, I just said, sure, why not? Then, as you all saw in that the CD exchange or DVD exchange, they go by different titles. That store is amazing. I could spend hours in every store. I got it in there with a ton of prices dropped and just good deals all around. They have this $5 deal. If you buy 3 titles that are $5.99, you get them for $5. So basically, you get about $3 off the purchase when you do something like that. And they have other combo deals like the one that I'm sure you saw the sign there. It was 5 $2.99 titles for $10. I did not get that many titles. I wish I could have, but there wasn't too many titles that I saw at that price. But anyways, I did partake in that deal of 3 for $15. So let's see here. First up, I got the first season of Penny Dreadful on Blu-ray for $5. So that's a pretty sweet deal. I saw the first episode and yeah, it intrigued me, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Hopefully having this on Blu-ray will push me to watch this in its entirety. So yeah, hoping to check the rest of that season out. The next $5 title I picked up was New and Factory Sealed 30 Rock Season 3. I've been wanting to get back into buying this set. I had the first 3 seasons on DVD a while back, and the first 3 or 4 seasons are pretty cheap. $5 or less is usually what I find them for, but brand new sealed for $5, that's a damn steal right there. And the last $5 title, part of that deal thing, is Cougar Town, Courtney Cox, man. And this whole show was based around just a woman kind of having her life fall apart, but having to pick herself back up and do things and whatever. It sounds like a pretty meh kind of show, but then it became an ensemble, and going from there, I even got the second season. This was $6.99, so couldn't get it a part of another deal or anything, but still, this show is pretty underappreciated, and it just came back on Hulu, actually. They put up the whole series there, and I know it's kind of stupid to get the DVDs, but I don't care. At least I can watch them commercial free. Well, at least the first 2 seasons. The 3rd and 4th season, I believe, were put out on DVD, and the rest was not. So fuck that. Anyways, that and the relation to Scrubs as well. That's what I loved about this show. Just a little bit of everything, and the whole ensemble cast is pretty great. Next up was, well, the cheapest Blu-ray of the bunch, and a damn great one. I've bought this movie twice. I need to stop this. I have a problem. But this is one of those movies where I think I find one that's in better shape, and then I outdo myself, damn it. $2.99 with the very hard to come by slipcover. From what I can tell, it's in much better shape than the one I've had in the past before, and I bought this movie for about $5 every time. This is the cheapest I've ever bought it, but this slipcover is pretty awesome. And this is one of those rare times a remake/reboot is done with respect, and it's also something new at the same time. And this movie is just fucking funny. It's really great. And this was also before The Rock exploded and was only the main character in every damn movie all the time. And Alan Arkin's great. Anne Hathaway and Steve Carell actually have some great chemistry. And it's just a fun movie. It's just really, it's a dang great movie, and a really underappreciated one. Nobody talks about this movie anymore. So yeah, for like the 2nd or 3rd time I've bought this damn thing, I'm keeping it. Is Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak. $4.99. Definitely have been wanting to repurchase this. I sold it, and I'm stupid. Oddly enough, though, I kept a handful of slipcovers, and this is one of the ones that I kept the slipcover for it. So this works out perfectly because the slipcover is very hard to find now. So yay. This movie is, while it's definitely weird and it's not his best effort, it's actually still, again, visually just great to look at. It's still a visual masterpiece, and Mia Wasikowska and Tom Hiddleston are pretty great. Jessica Chastain is also pretty disturbed in this film, and yeah, just the visual imagery. I love the artwork there, and just in general. Anyways, going on from gothic romance to slapstick comedy. This is a pretty hard to come by slipcover, and it's a damn great comedy. They just don't do slapstick like this. It's a shame that somebody out there doesn't have. We've gotten a lot of throwback movies recently. We need somebody who knows how to do slapstick and clever humor well, in terms of continuing films like The Naked Gun, or even in the first 3 scary movies are pretty great. Superhero movie wasn't too bad either, but after that everything just petered out, and I think this type of film needs to come back, and with a hint more cleverness to it. I mean, because this film had some cleverness to it. An Airplane and a slew of other great movies that this team made. And yeah, rest in peace to Leslie Nielsen, by the way. Should have mentioned that earlier, but he was also damn great in this film, and this is arguably what made him famous. Is outside of Airplane, this movie as well just kind of skyrocketed his comedy career, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, comedy greatness right here. The Naked Gun. This is a movie I have been hunting down for so long, and it's Prisoners with the slipcover, and it is brand new sealed. It was $4.99. I couldn't beat that price. This is one of those thrillers / dramas that I can actually see myself rewatching. A lot of times dramas just don't do it for me. I can always watch them once and then I will forever remember it and no need to rewatch them. And that's pretty much it. But this, Denis Villeneuve, and then Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal and Paul Dano in particular, some pretty damn great standout performances, and just this intensity, this very bleak grittiness to this film, and just all around the performances from everybody involved and the direction just make for one intense thriller. Yeah, very happy to finally have this in my collection. And last but definitely not least, this is a movie I'm so mixed on, and oddly enough, I love the sequel so much. And this is just one of those finds where you just pick it up and you just don't question it. Blade Runner, the original film, the giant cluster 5-disc set. This is ridiculous. This is just freaking nuts. I mean, look at this. And it's complete. It was for a good price. I may put this up for sale. This is one of those movies where I'm not sure yet. I thought it was okay. I saw the theatrical cut, I think. I don't know. I'm just looking at this. My question is, I don't know, it could be licensing issues. They just released this onto 4K Blu-ray. Why not keep releasing these versions of the film? This is out of print, and it goes for like $50-$60 on eBay. At least that's from what I've seen. And it has the rarely seen work print of the film, as well as the final cut, the theatrical. It's got 4 versions of this dang movie. I remember it being good and visually masterful. That's all I remember. And when I saw the sequel, I was mind blown, because I remember that infinitely way more than this film. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was too much of a slow burn versus the newer one, where it definitely had more of a philosophical edge, and Denis Villeneuve directed, so that's definitely... I'm not the biggest Ridley Scott fan. He's definitely done some amazing things, but it's just like, I don't know. That, and also sci-fi is not my thing. It takes a lot for me to really get into sci-fi of this caliber, and maybe that's just me. Maybe it's all just in my head, but either way, I needed to give myself a chance. I definitely am very intrigued to see some other versions of this movie, because I think I've only seen the theatrical. I had it on DVD at one point, and I saw it, said and I ended up selling it a while back. But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a controversial pick for me, but that's definitely a pretty cool find. I love this artwork, and yeah, I need to get me the sequel. That's for sure. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed this entire haul. I hope you enjoyed the out and about stuff. It's always very tough for me to shoot out and about, because number one, like with the initial Goodwill, there was nothing. There was nothing to showcase and zoom around. There's just moments like that where it just uninspires me really quick, and I'm just like, there's nothing here to showcase, and I zoom around for 30 seconds and that's it. I find out and abouts to be a little overly tedious sometimes, but sometimes I feel like, you know what, take the camera with me, let you all see what I see, and it's kind of fun to do every once in a while for YouTuber people and blue tubers and whatever you want to call them, movie people, movie fans that love to showcase everything, every store they go to. Awesome, more power to them. I only like to do this every once in a while because it gets stale, in my opinion. I'm definitely trying new stuff, especially with all the garbage that is YouTube right now. But I'm still here. I'm still making content, and I saw loud and clear you all wanted more video hauls of all the media that I get. So hope you all enjoyed it, and I'm gonna do my best to keep doing this stuff when I can. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my podcast and the slew of other things in between. So until next time, I'm Anthony Flores with Worth a Watch, and keep going to the movies.